solving a great problem, and the one that we know we can actually fix. So most people who work in the anterior segment don't really modify disease. They work on things that are for signs and for symptoms. What we're doing at Sydnexis is we have created a drug that will modify disease. And the disease we're talking about is myopia. And many people think that myopia is a benign refractive condition. It is not. Progressive pediatric myopia is a disease. And that disease has long-lasting impacts on children. Kids who are -3s at 4 years old can easily turn into -8s by the time they're 15 or 16. And not only do those kids have major issues with their eyes later, macular myopathy, retinal detachment, it's hard for them to get driver's licenses. It's hard for them to play sports. So we are solving a problem that is becoming epidemic. Good news for us is that atropine is not new. Atropine has been around a very long time. But what we get to do is we get to prove in a study, a very unique study, a very big study, the largest ever done, 850 kids, the most diverse population of kids ever done in a study like this, with no withdrawals. Not a single kid dropped out of our study. So over 3 years, we are able to track our formulation, our precise formulations that shows that kids were stopping the progression of myopia. No one has been able to really prove that over time. Our study is unique. So we are solving that problem by giving doctors an FDA-approved treatment for something they already know works. The size of the market is massive. It's massive. So some of the estimates that we've seen are by 2050, 1 in 2 children will be myopic in the world. And why is that? Because our kids are growing up in a different environment than we grew up in. They look at screens all day. They don't play outside as much. That affects their eyes and how their eyes develop. So this market is massive. And when we are approved by the FDA, we will be the first to market and eventually be the standard of care. Why the standard of care? Because there's nothing to treat 3-year-olds to 8-year-olds. And we know if we can get to these kids early and get them on treatment, we can prevent the loss of precious diopters. Once those diopters are gone, they're gone forever. We want to keep those kids low myopes. So we're going to have a very busy year. And we have a huge task in front of us. We have a lot of education. We have to educate parents. We have to educate all the ophthalmologists, all the optometrists. We have to galvanize people to understand how important this is and why they need to look for these kids. You know, I've said to optometrists, when you see a patient who's a high myope in your practice, look down. Because that child, their children might very well have that same myopia. It's very genetic. So we're going to have a lot of work to do, but we're going to do this very carefully. We are not just going to flood the market. We're going to take our time. We're going to make careful decisions. These are children, and we have to respect them. We have to make sure that everything we do is done with the utmost regard for their welfare. Well, I mean, you know, I'd like to say it's because I'm awesome, but that's not. But here's the thing. I've been working in ophthalmology for close to 17 years, and I've launched probably 60 products. And many of them have been amazing products. There is such a dearth of innovation for children in ophthalmology. There's almost nothing for kids. And if we think about all the things that we treat, you know, retinal disease and we treat cataracts. What if we could do something to prevent some of these things from becoming catastrophic? This innovation is more than just, you know, putting an FDA-approved product with something that's been out there for a long time in a new formulation. This is about changing the course of children's futures, protecting their vision for life. You think about kids in braces, 45% of kids are in braces. We want parents to think about that. If you don't think twice about your kid being in braces, think about myopia treatment.